Alright guys, welcome once again to Gbpusd. Here we are today. We are trying to see what top-down analysis we can do on Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. As you guys can see, price have been ranging within this area here. So they have been created this upper range up here, and this is the lower side of the range. So we are on the monthly time frame right now to see which direction maybe we are going to be catching our buyers from. Maybe it's going to be a sell or a buy. But again, we need to start from the monthly time frame so we can scale down our analysis to see exactly where we might be looking at price. All right. So on the monthly time frame, let's quickly digest what we have on the monthly time frame. We can see price created a little resistance here and pushed down to this area here. All right, so when price came down here, it created another support, came back to that resistance level, tested it again, and it has been ranging within that area for months now. So we might want to be taking advantage of the range. If it comes to the low, we can go long. If it comes to the highs, we can go short. So right now we will jump to the weekly time frame to put more sense into our analysis. On the weekly time frame, what do we see? We can see price actually created this resistance here. Again, price has rejected that area, and in creating this resistance up, they equally created this support or demand zone down here. So if price has been rejecting this demand zone for long, we want to be taking advantage of the long positions when it comes to that weekly lows, and when it comes back to the weekly highs, what do? We expect to sell. So right now, and if we can see this huge candlestick here, they came in with much bearish pressure and pushed price to the downside. Now that price has actually given us this fake breakout here, came back down and is going up again to test that zone, trying to give us a head and a shoulder pattern. All right, we expect to see the next shoulder right here, and if that happens, what do? We will want to be taking our shots from there. But since we cannot take our trades on the weekly time frame, we're going to be jumping down to the daily time frame to put more meaning into this analysis. All right, on the daily time frame, what do we see? We see this huge sell pressure that pushed price right down to this area. And as they are pushing price down, they have not tested the daily midway zone already. They have tested the daily highs. They broke through that area, came back, broke through to the downside, and it's now trying to give us, to complete us this head and shoulder pattern we spotted out on the weekly time frame. So if we have our head and shoulder pattern formed on the weekly time frame, and that same area is acting as potential resistance or supply zone on the daily time frame, it gives us more confluence to want to sell from that area. And now price on the 4 hours time frame has actually given us this pin bar candlestick here. It's a shooting star candlestick. All right, so this pin bar is an indication that buyers are losing interest in the market and sellers are jumping in. So what we want to do, want to be going in with them sellers to see if we can be having a trading opportunity. And on the 4 hours time frame is a clear entry for us now. So we will be taking this trade right now for a sell. We're going to be taking this trade for a sell, and our stop loss just above that weekly high, and our next target is going to be the weekly low or maybe the monthly low right down there. But if we're not going to be holding this trade for so long, we'll step out on the weekly low to give us a 1:4 risk to reward. But if we are holding that long to the monthly low, we're going to be having 1:8 risk to reward. So guys, that is all we have for you today at Gbpusd. Stay connected, smash the subscribe button, and be the first to see when we post our new top-down analysis, as we are going to be posting analysis every single day. Ciao. I wish you all a very successful trading week, and trade wisely, be smart, and use proper risk management. Thank you. All right, people, let's see what opportunity we are going to be having on Great British Pound USD. As we all know, we do our analysis from the top-down approach. We're beginning from the higher time frame right down to the 4 hours time frame. All right, we are on the monthly time frame now, sorry. And if we spot on the monthly time frame, we can spot our monthly lower zone here, which has been acting as potential demand area, monthly midway zone, which has been acting as a potential supply area or a resistance area, and our monthly highway zone here, which has equally been acting as a potential supply area. And we can see also that price has tested this trend line. This should be the third time it touches this trend line. All right, and for you to have a straight line, what do? You need 2 points, and if you've got those 2 points, we now draw our trend line across to see if price comes back to touch that area. It could be a potential opportunity for us to go in for our sells or buys depending on the trend direction. So that said, now if we can look keenly, this is a potential demand zone here or support area that price has rejected several times, and now price didn't actually reach there again, but it rejected from here, gave us a high, a higher low, gave us a lower high and a higher low, and right now price is still acting around that area, which is not breaking this previous high. So we might want to start thinking maybe the market makers are changing their minds on their buyers. So that said, if we can see on the monthly time frame that price has tested the lower zone and it has gone up from there, we equally want to be looking at this as a pullback after they gave us this long push to the downside. They came back to test exactly the 0.618 level of the Fibonacci, which is a confluence zone for us to want to start looking for sells. And now let's move to the weekly time frame to put more sense into our analysis. Now, on the weekly time frame, what do we have? We have this weekly upper zone here that price has actually tested several times as potential resistance, and we have this weekly lower zone here price has tested as potential support. In the case of creating this impulse retracement impulse legs, price has been giving us higher highs, higher low, and a higher high now, and is around our previous higher low. But again, as we said on the monthly time frame, they came up to test the 0.618 level of the Fibonacci, and this area is a potential supply zone or a resistance zone or a ceiling for those who cannot understand what I say now. So we can see equally price tested this order block, immediately came to it, gave us this push to the downside, and now price has been dancing within this range, came back to it. They are testing that area to give us a double top on the weekly time frame, and you know market structure is king on the higher time frame. All right, so right now we expect price to push continuously down to the monthly low or to the weekly low. Since we can take trades based on the weekly time frame analysis, let's jump straight onto the daily time frame to put more sense into our analysis. And the daily time frame again is giving us areas of resistance around here. Price has rejected that area several times. They broke through it, came back, and they have gone below that price again. And what we want to see price do now, since they have created this leg here and they have given us this push to the downside, they came back, tested that zone, breaking structure here, and then giving us this push to the downside again. What do we anticipate? For the next leg to come right down to the monthly lower zone, or maybe ends around the weekly lower zone. If that happens, we want to be taking advantage of that short move. Yes, so let's move down to the 4 hours time frame to put more sense into our analysis. Sorry, the network today is not the best. As you can see, it's not easy swapping. Right now what we can see on our 4 hours time frame is price giving us clear indications that is ready to push to the downside. All right, if you see on this weekly time frame, on this 4 hours resistance area here, they rejected this portion here last week, pushed price to the downside, came back, retested the break of structure, and has pushed price again to the downside. So what we are going to be looking for now are entry opportunities. And where are we going to be looking for the entries? We missed it here today, so we're going to be looking for our next entries around this neckline here. Right now price has tested this neckline and it has given us this push to the downside, and this candlestick that is forming on the 4 hours time frame is forming a bearish candlestick. So what do? We're going to be taking our trades there with stop loss just above that area, and with our take profit maybe to the weekly zone here. If we are okay, if price comes there and we're okay with our profits, we collect and we step out. But if not, we're going to be holding right down to the weekly, to the monthly time frame zone. So right now we're going to be looking here for a potential sell of at least 1:3 risks to reward. So guys, that is all we have for Great British Pound USD today. So I wish you all the best and a very successful trading week once again. Welcome to Gbpusd. Subscribe to stay notified each time we post a video. Thank you.